Combining like terms and the distributive property lesson pre-8. Both of the distributive property and combining like terms should be a review. So this lesson should be fairly simple, and it's just a way to refresh our memories. So let's start what's in the yellow box. The district all-star basketball game is to be held Monday night. Players from the district's top 4 schools are combined to make 2 all-star teams. The coordinator of the game received the following information from each school. North Hills is going to send 2 point guards, 3 guards, 3 forwards, 2 centers. Chartiers Valley, 3 point guards, 3 guards, 4 forwards, 1 center. Seneca Valley, 1 point guard, 5 guards, 3 forwards, 2 centers. And Black Hawk is going to send 2 point guards, 4 guards, 3 forwards, and 3 centers. Now we want to find the total number of players for each position. So let's find the total number of point guards, which means I'm going to add up those 4 numbers. So 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So that would be 8 point guards. Then we're going to find the total number of guards. 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4 would give us a total of 15 guards. Then we're going to find the total number of forwards. 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3 would give us 13 forwards. And then last would be the centers. 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 would give us a total of 8 centers. Now, what we just did there, finding the total number of the players at each position, is very similar to combining like terms. It's similar to combining like terms. So I combined all the point guards together. I combined all the guards together, all the forwards together, and all the centers because they are like positions. And that's what we're going to be doing something similar to that in this lesson. Okay, so let's start with our definitions. Go ahead, pause your video, and write down those 2 definitions. Okay, so terms are numbers, variables, or numbers and variables that are separated by addition and subtraction signs. All right, so just the letter X, that is a term. The number 1 is a term. All right, down here are a bunch of terms that are each separated by addition and subtraction signs. So 7x is a term, positive 5 is a term, negative 3y is a term, and so forth. Like terms can be grouped together because they have the same variable raised to the same power. Now, a lot of people understand that it needs to be the same letter. Remember, variable is the letter. A lot of people understand that it needs to be the same variable, but some forget that it also needs to be the same exponent if there is an exponent. In other words, x and x squared are not like terms. Put that in the bottom right-hand corner of the first page. X and x squared are not like terms. Yes, they are the same variable, but this one right here would be x to the first power, and this is x to the second power. So yes, they're like variables, but they are not like terms because they're not raised to the same exponent, the same power. Okay, now you may find this silly, but this is how we're going to do these problems, all right? We're going to use shapes to group them together. In other words, I'm going to start with this 7x. So I'm going to put boxes around anything that is an x term. So I have 7x and I've got negative 3x. Then I'm going to put, I'm just going to go by the next term. The next term, if you remember, that's called a constant. When it's just a number with no variable, that's a constant. So I've got a positive 5 there, and a -4 there. Notice how I'm circling that number. The sign in front of it indicates if it's positive or negative. So +5 means that's a positive 5, and -4 means that's a -4. All right, next I'm going to try to anyway. I'm going to use triangles for the y's. I'm actually going to cheat here. And then last, I'm going to use squiggly lines under the w's. What I did there was I grouped together what would be like terms. In other words, I can combine the 7x and the -3x. I can combine the 5 and the -4. I can combine the -3y and the +8y, and so forth. Now, when you're combining like terms, you should go in alphabetical order and put the constant last. You should go in alphabetical order with the constant last. So if I'm going to go in alphabetical order here, I'm going to start with the w's. So 2w plus 6w would give me 8w. Then after w would be the x's. So 7x minus 3x. 7 minus 3 would be +4x. After x would be our y terms. So -3 plus 8. And you should, if you're doing this on your own, you should be using your calculators to do this. But -3 plus 8, in other words, 8 minus 3, would be +5y. And then last would be our constant terms. So that would be our +5 and our -4. 5, it would be 5 minus 4, which is 1. So I simplified this expression right here by combining like terms to get this expression down here. If you have any questions on combining like terms, please let me know.